Hello everyone, my name is Ethan Tu. I'm the founder of Taiwan AI Lab, and it's my great honor to represent Taiwan pandemic response with federated learning. So Taiwan AI Lab is the very first open AI research institute in Asia. We started in 2017, and our mission is to define the future of AI experience. But at the same time, we want to respect to humans' integrity and privacy, which means we are the human-centered AI research institute. And our three key principle is first, we want to innovate AI in Taiwan, but for the world, which means we want to partnership with the world. The second one is we want to bring the technology to meet the nature and the humanity. The third is we want to make sure our AI research will create impact and improvement for human well-being. So when we are facing a global challenge like COVID-19, how we do our data governance will become very important. First of all, in Taiwan, it's not allowed for the government to collect all personal data because we respect our people's privacy. So in Taiwan AI Lab, we have a policy that the individual's data belong to the individual. The hospital's data belong to the hospital. The nationalized database belong to the nationalized database. And together, we actually create a protocol. We call it the federated learning. And with this protocol, we can train and we can analyze and do the machine learning without hurting people's privacy. We don't need human to give the one authority all the data, but we can still do the machine learning algorithm training. And with Taiwan AI Lab's effort, so now we have an open AI federated learning framework for our research and institution. So all the researcher and institution, they can set up their federated learning framework in their institute. Together, we also form a Taiwan AI Federated Learning Alliance. So with this Taiwan Federated Learning Alliance is sponsored by National Development Council. It's a cross-ministry collaboration, including the Ministry of the Economic, Ministry of the Science and Technology, and we also have a Ministry of the Healthcare and Welfare, and we also have the Ministry of the Transportation and also Ministry of the Culture. Together, we have a top-down federated learning alliance. So we do the data governance without hurting people's privacy and integrity. So it is our top-down framework of our federated learning alliance. So with this federated learning alliance for the Medicare, we also help the hospital in Taiwan to do the digital transformation. So in AI hospital, we actually have different categories of the innovation. The very first one is we have the preserve health, which means we want to do the disease prevention and the prediction before it happening. And also we have the AI support clinic. That's the second category. And the third category is we want to reduce the labor in our hospital. So we have AI nursing programs. And also we want to make our hospital workflow more smart. We have a smart workflow system to support the hospital. And of course, when the people they are at home and they are not in the hospital, but they can still we can still leverage the AI algorithm that is in the hospital to have the patient care at home or anywhere. We have a remote care category. And with all our personal data, that is with the federated learning architecture, their health, their medical history, and also the national health database, we can all support these AI hospitals transformations to reach the precision health and precision medicines. So the AI-based solution, right now there are many medical researchers and also a lot of startup innovation company and also a system integration company. They are working together with our Federated Alliance and to support the hospitals' AI transformations. So during 2020, we also quickly teamed up the Taiwan Pandemic Response Team. This is also the cross-institute collaboration to fight against the COVID-19. So one very good example is we actually have the Taiwan Social Distancing app. We set up very early, like in April 2020. With this decentralized technology, we don't need to collect people's data, your personal data, your personal location. We don't need that. We just need to store your contact history, your own personal devices. With this kind of technology, we can trace the contact history and know the virus transmission. And also with different medical centers, back in January 2020, we trained AI classifier to detect the COVID-19 through the chest X-ray. So this chest X-ray classifier is a result of the federated learning. So together we have one AI algorithm we deploy in our National Health Insurance Agency. So with this AI algorithm we deploy in NHIA, we can alert and know if there are potential COVID-19 cases. So during January 2020 to March 2020, with 109 cases, 27 of these 109 cases, we can actually potential know the COVID-19 infection cases before the PCR result. And at the same time, we also have one system deployed for the genetic research, and this is also the one open platform that is registered in GA4GS, Global Alliance of Genetics and Health. And with this platform, we quickly set up the platform like DARK-CoV-2. So back in February 2020, with the support of the Execution Yuan, together with the academic Seneca, we have the drug discovery research to find the potential inhibitor for the COVID-19. So it becomes an open platform. Online, you can go to darkcov2.org and try the darking result of the drug compound that is sponsored by NHIA or approved by FDA. And also we have another single cell research that is we have a collaboration with the team that's in United States. And with this drug discovery platform, we call it SC drug. We leverage the single cell technique. By this single cell technique, we can know, we can have one pattern to know the potential tumor annotation and the response of the drug of each individual tumor clusters. So in this case, we have a efficient pipeline to classify the single cell, and also within these tumor cells, we can also find a potential drug that is for the therapies. And with this single cell technique, we can also use for the severity prediction based on the RNA sequence data. So in this case, we can show like from each individual, we can have a single cell sequence. After we have this cluster of the proteins, then we can times with the cell types percentage. Then with this severity, then we can predict the severity of this patient. So with this color, you can see the higher A red one is the individual that it will become more severe when he got COVID-19. And with a lighter one, which means it will become more healthy after COVID-19. So it becomes a very efficient pipeline to support the doctor to predict the severity of the individuals. So there are a lot of other AI algorithms we are working on in Taiwan AI Lab, and we welcome all kinds of collaboration. And right now in Taiwan AI Lab, we have about 120 powerful AI research. This is an alliance effort that a lot of medical centers in Taiwan, and we call this TAIFA, Taiwan Federal Learning Alliance. And with this TAIFA program, so for the individual PI, he can initiate the federal learning programs in the TAIFA Alliance, and then design the protocol. And with this protocol, we can find other hospitals or other individuals who want to join this AI research. And after we have reached a consent on how we do the AI research with a certain protocol, then we can initiate the federal learning without collecting all people's data or putting together. With one protocol, with a decentralized approach, we can together train the AI algorithms. So after we train this AI algorithm, then we have this machine learning techniques applied. We can then follow to verify if this algorithm is effective in the clinical trial. So Taiwan AI Lab, we also work with Taiwan Clinical Trial Consortium, which is the biggest country proof for the clinical trial. We have about 60 hospitals in Taiwan with we call it central IRB. We can for a certain disease we can set up one IRB with one protocol, and we can find the best match of the clinical trial sites. So this is about what we have in Taiwan AI Lab, and I hope you can, if you are in the future you want to do the AI research in Taiwan, Taiwan AI Lab can be your one of the consideration you can collaborate with. And our research here, we do open AI research, which means our research will publish, and also our research should be able to validate. Of course, our data governance, we respect people's privacy and integrity. That's what I want to present. Thank you, everyone.